southern states, I think, of America. And he got to this lake on his dirt bike, and then he saw like a little chimpanzee hanging from a tree, and like it had its foot stuck, and it was making like whimpering noises.
Yeah.
And he's looking at it thinking, what the hell is it? And there was an old pump house, an old stone pump house. He said it stunk inside there. And then all of a sudden, out from the bush walks a female who's about 5'7" or something.
Yeah.
And he said she was beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Oh, the hair is in good condition. All
beautiful, perky breast. She was young. Apparently, in their age, she only would have been about 12 years old.
Oh, okay.
And then big mum comes behind her, who's big and ugly and black and whatnot, and then I think the mum screamed at him, and he's ran off and got into his bike and went, and then he didn't go to work for 2 weeks. It would have shocked him.
It
shocked him that much. He felt sick, and he said, if I don't go back there, I'm going to think I'm insane. I've got to go back to that place.
Yeah.
And so when he went back there, everything was fine. You know, he was glad he'd come back to terms with it and whatnot. But when he went back to his bike, there was something, I think it was a stone that had been left on the bike.
On the bike seat?
On the bike seat. And then, maybe he went back twice, I don't know, but then he saw an old lady standing next to his bike. He goes, oh, what have I done? I've done something wrong. I'm going to be getting told off for something. And she said, she called him another name. A name that you don't generally hear. She had another name for him, and she says, that stone that you found in your seat was them saying thank you for thinking about helping their baby that was hanging in the tree. And he kind of said, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah, because they know they pick up your intentions.
Yeah.
Even
he wanted to help, but he wasn't sure what to do, and then they came out.
They knew.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to physically say something. They just knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this lady lived in a property that kind of backed onto this bush lake area.
Yep.
And she invited him around to her house, and she said, I'll tell you a bit about him. And it was weeks before he ended up taking her up on that offer and actually going there to see her. And she sat down at a kitchen table, and she'd been looking after him. They're young, since the 70s. And apparently they could do an 80-kilometre radius sort of a night, or bigger, huge amounts of distance travelling for hunting.
Oh yeah, they can move.
Huge
They move
distances.
fast.
So she had him in their house. There was holes in the wall. He reckons the house smelled like an old barn.
Yeah.
The best way he said he could describe it was the smell of cows, kind of.
Oh yeah.
And when he first went there, and he could hear, it's an old farmhouse, he could hear a racket going on upstairs, and she's called out to him, it's okay, you can come on out now, he won't hurt you. And then they're standing there behind her summer dress, peeking out at him behind her dress, and she used to have an extension cord that went out to the backyard, and apparently they loved watching TV, and they especially loved SpongeBob. But yeah, the big popper.
Yeah.
So one evening when he was there, she just went, she must have knew how to mind speak.
Yeah, I think they would have taught her that.
Popper's here.
Yep.
Just wait here, I'll be... And so she went out the back, and there must have been a light on a shed or a barn that was shining towards the house. So he only saw the silhouette of the big male. And
probably 11 foot, 12
yeah,
foot.
He said it just absolutely...
I know a lot of them say 8 to 9 feet, but I tell you, even in Blue Mountains in Australia, they could probably go to about 13 foot.
Oh, yeah.
Easy.
People
No, they're
that
big. Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, and so she was telling him that that when the males reach a certain age, they actually get taken away.
Okay.
For some kind of initiation.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
And people, you know, there's been too many people that have interlinked them with UFOs. And then when you talk about your orbs.
Well, I've seen orbs associated with Yowie experience.
Yeah.
I've actually had infrasound. I've actually experienced infrasound knocked on me as well as my friend Jason. His name's Jason too. Yeah. We felt good as gold. Started doing research where the sun's going down. Felt energetic, ready to go, pumped, ready to go and do some research. And instantly a headache, felt crook, felt nauseous. Started to get confused where we was. Yeah. And it lasted for about 25 minutes, and then I was back to normal. Yeah. I seen it hit Jason too, Jason Dunn, JD. We was at a place called White Rock Conservation down near Redbank Plains in Queensland. walking along one night and he just went all weird. He started going weird. He started, yeah. I don't know how to explain it to you.
Yeah. Well, I reckon that's
He
common
just-
though. People lose time.
Yeah,
And they can just, all of a sudden, they're lost. They're completely lost.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So they can do mind speak, infrasound. They can do all sorts of things, whatever. They
But I
can.
also reckon a lot of them, whether it be for hunting reasons or you're just in their area and they don't want you around, but they reckon also a lot of them get chase people off because there could be something more dangerous in the area.
Yeah,
If you want to start talking dogman and whatnot.
yeah.
Marbles. Not your everyday marbles.
Oh,
that
yeah.
you'll see.
Oh, they're actually handmade. So there's actually, okay.
They're not your normal.
Well, that's even better because
Yeah.
there's more. Well, in the intentions even,
Thank
there's more intention there.
you. What are you doing?
I'd do that. I'd put that in the bag, tie some string around there,
Yeah.
and then hang it underneath that branch.
I gotta give him one of each. That's pretty.
Yeah.
So what I like, the ones I sent to Canada, they'd never have seen marbles like this before.
So that Neff actually took, yeah.
Yeah. So I'd found, as I was walking the property, I found this bit of bone. I reckon I'd love that one. I found this bit of bone that one of these big ones, it's only about that big.
Yep.
And one of the big ones fit in perfectly and I glued it in. And they left the bone thing there and then Mike said, no, that was all for you, take all of it. So they took the marbles and then they took this bit of bone.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that bone. About a month ago, I was out walking at night up at behind John Forrest there,
Yeah.
and there was a bone on the track, and in the end of the bone where the joint usually goes, there was actually something pushed inside it, like you're talking about. I've got that on video, recorded it.
Do you want a beer?
Yeah, why not? Sounds
Yeah.
good. This weather's a little bit warming up, isn't it?
It's got hotter and hotter.
All right.
That was such a spin out that you saw it. So I could have sworn that we passed it.
It was clear as. It just stood out. It just, like as we're driving, it just to the right, you get to see it stand. It looked odd.
Yeah. Grab your attention.
wishbone of a chicken. You know when you get the wishbone?
Reminds me of something alien prehistoric. It's like in motion of movement. This the night we took photos of it. Well,
How are they going to get their big hairy hands into that bag?
They'll just take the bag. They'll probably just grab it.
brought the right. Guess what else I put in there, Jake? One of those lollies.
Your lolly. Or I'll put audio down here, near that log.
Yeah.
And then I'll put a tree camera. I won't put a tree camera facing this because I wanted to. Okay, that's recording. Now I'll take them. Instead of being too in their face, I'll just put this camera back a bit. Won't face this, we'll just face it in anywhere around here.
Even if you go from like
Yeah, over there somewhere,
that
yeah.
tree looking that way, just how it's all sandy there, it must get used. You doing wood knot?
Yeah, go for it. Get a
Never done one.
Yeah, get a piece of wood and head at the tree and see what happens. Where? trippy.
Actually have someone in here that worked in the field for a while and believes and knows.
Yeah, that's the thing. I used to be a believer, but yeah, I know. See, I don't just believe it. You know, when some people want to believe, I'm beyond that now.
Yeah, you know.
I've had too many experiences to say otherwise. It's not whether they exist or not, they're real. 100%, like the air we breathe. You don't see the oxygen, you don't see the air, but it's there.
And that drifting.
Yeah, same, exactly. It's the same principle.
Yeah.
These guys sort of in that sort of same principle.